Welcome to the Interprise Suite presentation, Inventory Part 2. Stock, sell, and replenish inventory in one system. Track inventory in several warehouses, retail stores, and from incoming purchase orders, all from one system. Make the information available to e-commerce websites, retail stores, and your administrative offices, all from one system. Manage your inventory. Adjust and transfer stock. Conduct physical inventory stock takes. Define inventory-based pricing. Adjusting stock is done simply in one process. You adjust the number of items on hand and make the journal entries for the general ledger all in one step. Move stock from one store location or warehouse to another is simple and completed with one step. If you need to change the amount of inventory on hand for any item, you can do it simply. All you need to do is define whether the stock is going in or going out and identify which warehouse or store location gets the adjustment. One big advantage to having all your inventory information in one place is that you can check inventory levels at each location. If you are short in one location, you can easily move items from another location in one process. To conduct an inventory stock adjustment, we will go to the Inventory Module, and then we will click on Stock and Stock Adjustment. You might do this if some items were damaged and so you had to reduce your inventory, or you did a count and there were more than you expected, so you needed to do an adjustment in. So all you do is set the transaction date, then you say whether the adjustment type is in or out. In this case, we'll bring it in. And you can put down your reason and reference code. Then all you do is pick the item. So we'll pick an item. And then you say which location. We're going to use the main warehouse. And then you say the quantity. We're going to say 3 units. And it shows the cost of the items that are coming in. And that's all there is to doing an inventory adjustment. Then all you do is click on the Save and Close. And with that one step, your inventory was corrected, 3 were added, and the general ledger was increased as well, showing both the costing and your assets on hand. Now we're going to do an internal transfer. That means we're transferring items from one location to another within the same location or warehouse. So I'll go right to the Inventory Module. I'll click on the Stocking option, and I'll go to Internal Movement, New. When the screen comes up, it gives me the transfer date, my location, the main warehouse, that is the one that I want. That's the source. It's also the destination. Now the inventory item is the Apple G4, and I'm going to move from Zone 1, I'm going to move 2 items over to Zone 2. So I moved 2 items from Zone 1 to Zone 2 within the same warehouse. Then all I do is click on Save and Close, and I have completed an internal movement. Now to do a stock transfer from one location or warehouse to another one, I would stay inside the Inventory Module and I go over to Transfers. I'd say New Transfer. Then I have the date here. I'm going to say the inventory location, then I'm going to give it the other location, in this case the outlet. Give the inventory item, I will do the 3G again, and I'm going to move 2 items, and they're going to go to zone 1. Zone 1 of the outlet. So now I've moved 2 items from the main warehouse to the outlet warehouse, zone 1. And all I do is click on Save and Close. And now the inventory has been updated, the general ledger is updated, both the costing and the assets have been adjusted. All of it in one step. You can take a physical inventory at any time. Some companies wish to check the inventory for some items more often than others because of the value of the items, if the items are perishable, or because they sell large volumes of particular items. In conducting a physical inventory, you can schedule the number of days between stock takes. At the item level, you can print a report that will list all the inventory items due on that date. The report lists the expected quantity on hand and has a blank line for you to enter the actual amount. After you complete the inventory, you enter the results in the system, and the system makes all the inventory and accounting adjustments for you all in one step. Now we're going to do a physical inventory or stock take. Again, we'll stay in the inventory menu. We'll go to the stock option and click on stock take, and we'll do a new stock take. We'll do it for the main warehouse. Now the inventory items, at the item level, you define how many days between stock takes. So the system tracks how many days, and when you run the inventory report, it will show all the items that are due for a physical inventory. So that's how it tracks it. Now I need to tell it which zones within the main inventory, the main warehouse that I want to do. I'll just check all of the zones. Then you have all these filters you can apply to just check certain categories, certain ranges of items, certain bin numbers, and so forth. I will just check them all, but I don't want to exclude non-due items. I want to look at everything. Once I get it set, I just click on Apply Filter, and then all the items show down here that will show up on the report. Then I click on Print, and it's generating the report. This does take a few seconds because it has to check all of those dates. Here's what the report looks like. In each zone, it shows the item. Nokia N97. It says how many it expects to be there. You enter how many are actually there. And you scroll right down the list and enter the numbers at each one. Okay, and it'll list all the zones for each item. Now in most cases they're only in zone 1, so you just key that in. Then once you've finished, you print this, enter the numbers, and then as soon as you've entered them, you come back to this report, click on stock take values, and then you're going to enter the actual numbers that you had in there. Okay, and it'll show the quantity difference. So you're going to enter the quantities here for what you wrote on your sheet. Then it'll show the expected, and then it'll have the difference. And then when you finish, it'll update your general ledger, your inventory, all of that, all in one step. This concludes our Inventory Part 2 demonstration. Thank you for taking the time to consider Interprise Suite. For more information, just refer to one of the following 4 sources. Again, thank you very much for taking the time to look at Interprise Suite.